Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to PHPhoto for giving me this chance to talk about something about. I'm really excited. Teka lang, paki-pause lang. Actually, mag-auto-advance naman yung keynote eh. So, ayan. There's a lot of things to talk about landscape photography, but I will want to do something that's very practical. You can actually play it now, ma'am. I want to talk about filters because I just came from a trip. I'm shooting for the calendar of a major energy company. And yung kasama ko, he's an old school photographer. Sabi niya, ayoko mag-filters kasi madaya. And he was looking at my works. Lagi siya nagtatanong, paano mo ba ginagawa to? And I told him it was because of the filters. And now he wants to buy all the filters that I told him, but it's expensive, but I'm going to give you a quick run-through of the filters that you need. Why do we need to use filters? Number one, basically they're used to improve the aesthetics of a landscape. Okay? So, if a filter is not going to improve the quality of your shot, it's not going to make it beautiful, achieve creative effects not possible in post-production. You cannot blur, you cannot do long exposures without filters. For example, you overcome extreme lighting conditions. You all know when you're shooting towards the sun, it gets blown out if you don't have a graduated neutral density filters. The very first filter that you should get, even if you're not a landscape photographer, is the circular polarizing filter. Circular polarizer basically just does one thing. For landscape photographers, it makes the skies bluer, and we all like that. Especially for me, I love to have yellow tones and blue tones. And also, if you're shooting corals, and like in this case, if you don't have a polarizer, yung sand sa ilalim it's actually a very shallow pool of water. If you don't have a CPL, you won't be able to reveal the detail under the shallow pool of water. Now, there's only, if you're using it, you have to make sure that you're 90 degrees to the sun. The next filter that you should get is the neutral density 8 or the ND8. Cuts light entry by 3 stops, makes you do slow shutter speeds even in moderately bright lighting. And if you want to use your f2.8 lenses in bright light, use the ND8. So, pag mga hindi long exposure, mga tipong wave painting, crashing waves, the ND8 is your filter of choice. The next filter that you should get is the ND400. Now, the ND400 is a very opaque filter. It's used for doing long exposures even in bright sunlight. See, wala kayong makikita dito. It allows for dynamic streaking clouds and you can blur water even kung tanghaling tapat. So, this next example taken in Batanes, this was a 1-minute exposure at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Imagine if you do a 1-minute exposure without any filter, you would only get a overexposed scene. So, yan ang silbi ng ND400. The next filter that you should get is the infrared filter. It allows for infrared exposures, gives you unique colors kasi it's actually taking the invisible spectrum of light. And it makes landscape photography, kahit tanghaling tapat, di ba sabi nila, wag tayong mag-shoot pag bright noon. But it gives the ability to transform an ordinary scene into something unique and interesting. For example, itong Bahay Kubo in Biri, in Northern Samar. If I took this with an ordinary shot, it won't look as interesting. But this is a 2-minute infrared exposure. The next filter is the graduated neutral density filter. Yan. Kung kukuha kayo ng bright yung sky, tapos madilim yung foreground, this is the filter that you're going to use. It basically balances the sky and the foreground. See, if I didn't use a graduated filter in this scene, it's either I would blow out my sky and not be able to capture the immense hues in the sky, or maliwanag okay yung sky, pero masyadong madilim yung foreground. So, basically, it balances the scene. And yung favorite filter ko, I jokingly call the Magic Sarap filter, is the reverse grad. It's also like a grad, pero mas maliwanag yung sa taas. What it does, it allows you to shoot towards the sun during sunrise or sunset. Ayan, I was shooting for DMCI Homes, and I used this. I was able to capture the sun and able to expose the city below and the clouds above. So, that's the last of the filters. You can also stack filters. Hindi pwede siyang gamitin sabay-sabay. In this case, my favorite combination is the ND8 and the CPL. This was taken in Biri in Northern Samar. And if you want to go extreme, for example, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Batanes, you all know Batanes for its famous strong waves, but I wanted to take a shot na smooth yung dagat. So this is a combination of the ND400 CPL and the Grad. And this was close to the scene where I took for DPP. And, again, if you want to take notes, recommended brands, ang galing nila, no? Note-taking using the camera. Ayan. Where to get the filters? They have a booth here, Digital Filters Exchange. They're one of our sponsors. Next shot pa, next slide pa pala yan. Ito, not because you have all the filters means that when you're faced with a landscape scene, pwede nyo silang isa-isayin, eksperimentohan nyo kung anong mas maganda. Dapat alam nyo na kung anong filter gagamitin nyo. Very important point, remove the UV filter kasi walang silbi yun. It will add to your vignetting. And always keep your filters clean, bring a rag, kasi pag madumi yung filters, parang sensor does yun. Again, filtersexchangemultiply.com, nandyan yung booth nila, 134. And finally, thank you very much for listening to my quick talk on filters. I hope you found that useful. We have I think, full na yung slots for next week, but I'm sure we will have future runs of Chasing Light. So please email us at chasinglight@gmail.com for further workshop schedules. Thank you very much, PHPhoto.